My favourite thing about whale sharks is getting to study them every day, especially taking what I can learn here in the aquarium and going out to the field and then seeing them in nature and then feeling that feeling of awe and majesty that you get from being around a whale shark and knowing that I know a little bit more about whale sharks than I did yesterday. That's tremendously gratifying. I've been at Georgia Aquarium for nearly 15 years, and the aquarium's been studying whale sharks even since before we opened back in 2004. The whale sharks at Georgia Aquarium are wonderful ambassadors for their species. When you come to the aquarium and you experience whale sharks in person, it's impossible not to be affected by that. The sense of awe and majesty that you get from them is really influential, and we really hope that people go away and become better advocates for those species, especially when they're endangered like the whale shark. A lot of the education value that we get from having whale sharks in an aquarium just comes from people seeing them and building that relationship with the species that is really mind-blowing, but it's a fantastic opportunity when people are in that moment of wonder to share with them little bits of information about the biology and conservation needs of this species, and it's really a fantastic opportunity to advance education for all age groups. One thing that's really remarkable about whale sharks is that when we first opened, we used to talk about how little we know about whale sharks. The truth is now, after 15 years, this is one of the best studied species of sharks, probably the second best studied species of shark after the white shark. So we can't claim that we don't know anything about that species anymore, and a lot of it's come from having animals in an aquarium. When you study species like whale sharks, you have to follow them to where they are, which is anywhere in the world in the tropics, and that's exactly what we've done. So we've gone to places like Mexico, St. Helena, the Galapagos and Indonesia, all to try and meet them on their own terms and understand their biology where they are. So having whale sharks at Georgia Aquarium is a huge help. When we study them in the field, we get to see lots of different animals, but only for a very short period of time. At the aquarium, we see a few animals, but we get to watch them for long periods of time, and that allows us to do a totally different kind of science that's much more in-depth. And when animals pass away at the aquarium, the learning doesn't stop. There's still things that we learn about them after they pass away, samples that we can take, valuable samples that might be nigh on impossible to get in the field, that we can use to continue studying these species even after they've passed away. We know that people will only protect what they love, they'll only love what they'll understand, and they'll only understand what they can experience in a first-person fashion. So when people come to the aquarium and they meet a whale shark for the first time, and they experience that extraordinary sense of awe and majesty that you get from this species, it's hard not to go away from that and feel, I have to do something about the conservation plight of this species. The things that I'd like people to take away from meeting a whale shark, not just the fact that they're endangered and we need to protect them, but just that they challenge so much of what we think of when we think about sharks. We think about sharks as big toothy predators, and here the biggest shark of all is completely peaceful, harmless, and covered in polka dots.